A very warm welcome. Round 19, Brazil, as Brazil finally returns to the calendar after a couple of years off due to the pandemic. One of my favourite weekends returns. Brazil. I just love Brazil. The track, the passion, the crowd. It's always a great atmosphere, and I'm so happy we're back. We're round 19 in the F1 season, as Max has one hand on the title as he leads by 19 points coming into the weekend. A DNF for Max opens the door for Lewis. A Lewis DNF is title over. I would expect Max to win again this weekend. So if Max wins this weekend, Lewis is going to literally be a race win behind in the points. It's tense, it's tight, but yeah, it is what it is. Max is favourite. He's been driving superb, and there's no getting away from it. We'll have 71 laps around here, and we have 2 DRS zones. Now, it's not the longest track at Sao Paulo, Interlagos, but I just love Brazil. I honestly do love this weekend, and you'll have the crowd still singing Senna, Senna, ole, 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 ole. I just love Brazil. I really do. And it always throws up great races. And the history tells you that. 2003 was an amazing race. 2007 we had Alonso, Raikkonen and Hamilton going for the title. Then 2008, the best title decider ever. Last lap, last corner, we still didn't know who was going to be champion. 2012, where Vettel got tagged round. Alonso in an uncompetitive Ferrari nearly won the title. And 2016, Max in the rain, and Lewis in the rain, to be honest. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm buzzing. We got a triple header. The season's ramping up. We literally will have finished the season. Like, we've got 5 rounds in 6 weeks. Obviously, we've already had 1 round. We go on to Brazil now. And then next week will be Qatar. So, yeah, all in all, I love this weekend. The atmosphere, just the passion for Formula 1. And it'll be well supported, the Brazilian Grand Prix, as it has been missing due to the pandemic. The real shame is there's no Brazilian driver. Like, we've seen great Brazilian drivers, the likes of Senna, Piquet. And then recently we've had Barrichello, Massa, Felipe Nasr, but there's no real Brazilian driver coming through, is there? Which is a bit of a shame for the country. So Max, favourite, he's 19 points ahead and driving at the peak of his powers. What else have I got written down? Oh yeah, we will have another sprint race, so the weekend will be a bit different. We'll have practice 1, then we'll have the qualifying, practice 2, the sprint race, and then the normal race. So there's more points up for grabs there. In the sprint race, the top 3 get points. So that is also key. Lewis Hamilton has got to win this weekend. I would say he's got to win the sprint race and the actual race. He's got to somehow, like, I believe Lewis is driving at the best he can drive, but he's just got to beat Max somehow. For me, Mercedes made it work far too easy for Max at Mexico. Like, at least make it difficult for him, at least. That's the least I would expect, but they didn't do it. Yeah, I'd probably say Lewis needs a Max DNF, but we all know Lewis. And Brazil, usually the weather is very unpredictable, so that could throw a bit of, unpredictability. Yeah, weather unpredictable. Ferrari made a huge gain on McLaren at Mexico. McLaren will need to bounce back, as there's a huge fight for third in the constructors, just getting up the standards now. Also, AlphaTauri had a good weekend as they pull Well, they closed the gap. Oh, wow. 106 each. Alpine, AlphaTauri. So we got a massive battle for third in the Constructors, a massive battle for fifth. We may see an announcement for the Alfa Romeo driver, who's going to partner Valtteri Bottas. Judging by Giovinazzi's butchered strategy at Mexico and his radio message, it looks like Giovinazzi's going to be out. We just had confirmation about the Chinese Grand Prix being extended. Is that a big omen for Guan Yu Zhou? So yeah, all in all, looking forward to the weekend. Vettel, Stroll needs a better weekend. Williams were awful in Mexico. Can Haas finally score points? It's going to be brilliant. Silverstone's my favourite weekend, but this is probably my second favourite weekend up there with Spa. I don't know what it is about Brazil. It just says Formula One to me. This is the tracks we should be coming to. This is the tracks that should be on the calendar, not these greedy money tracks. Like, this is Formula One. This is Formula One. The passion, the atmosphere, the Senna, like, just still Senna, just seen as a god, even though, like, it's nearly 30 years on. It's just brilliant. I love it. The track's pretty decent as well, although it is a bit short. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Join me for practice 1, the sprint quali. Also, yeah, it's all jumbled up in it. So you got practice 1, sprint quali, practice 2, sprint race, and the actual race. Going to be interesting. I believe Formula One are going to make this sprint race a permanent thing, which so far it's not exactly been great, has it? So we see what happens around this track, because this track you can overtake. Down into turn 1, you come through the NRSs, then you've got another overtaking opportunity. You rise up the hill, follow the leader. You come down into the corner, famously where Glock Hamilton, and then you rise up the hill. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I really am, but it's a must win for Lewis Hamilton. He needs to win. And also there's a possibility Lewis may have to take another grid penalty, and that is going to be suicidal, because that's just handing another win to Max. Perez is on great form as well. 3 podiums in a row. Bottas will be looking to bounce back. There's many stories coming into the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's round 19 as we continue this epic F1 season. Max v Lewis. Let's go again. Brilliant for the sport.